Alright then. Witness, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army's Sergeant. Yes and no, sir. Reporting for duty, sir. What are you doing with that jar? Myself, I find employers a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon. Is that right? Efflorescence? And conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premise in the 2nd District. Korikuta at your service? I will say, it'd be so good when we actually get to the actual British part, because I should be able to say the names there. Should. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. It is an unusual pairing, yes. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curious, which I make my business. With which? I'm just too focused on him studying that. I can't understand a word the old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniform rogue infantryman. What was that? Over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, like a baby or something. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir. It's with the baby noise. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Yes. Why is he shaking? Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Where did you get this from? Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particular fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. Okay, I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. What's with the baby? The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I mean, that contradicts straight up, like, the death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. Bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Wait, where is it? No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body, fired at close range. It's gotta be the photo then. Like, the gunshot, like, it didn't pass through the body. Like, combine those two, there's already, like, I mean, I was gonna be careful on this. Like, in this game, because it's like the rules may have slightly changed, because, like, we jumped ahead quite far in the series as a result of when this game came out and stuff like that, etc, etc. But it's like, I'm already like, let me throw that picture at him on this, because that's wrong. Because again, the photograph of the victim, it's like it shows he was shot from the front. And you're saying it's from the back. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious abscond precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Noser, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. Where'd you get the freaking knife from? What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryu? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Why did you do that? Fred said hello to Dr. Wilson, went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. Oh, look at this! I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. Ah, there we go. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. Okay, so we'll let him off there. It's like no gunshot had been fired before he picked up the gun. It's like that's okay. I can understand him picking it up then, because it's like... That's a different context. Had it been after the gunshot, that would have been so stupid. And somewhere in these two witness testimonies, there's a clue as to who the criminal was. There it is. Ryu, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring the despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony the court just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Hi. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense. It demands its right to cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryu. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Cross-examine? Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryu. Don't let them beat you. Yeah, I like how he looked at his hands. Alright then. It's all or nothing, so I didn't make a big loud noise like he did. Made a slappy sound. Cross-examination. Ooh, I like this. What the witnesses saw. I mean, I'm straight off. Like, it's like... It's the photo, right? I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having it. Oh, I like... Because again, like, we got the changes here from what I know from, like, the Ace Attorney trilogy with Phoenix Wright stuff. It's like, you can see how many statements there are and stuff like that. It's like, that's cool. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particular fine golden curio to the military gentleman. But these are nice little changes. At the precise moment a firearm was discharged, I observed the interactions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back the cowardly little weasel. Right, because we know bullet did not pass through the victim's body, and we got a picture of the gunshot, or the gun hole at the front. So,
Yes!
Yes. Oh, go on then. Well, that was different. What are you playing at, cadet? There's the meaning of this subordination. Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. Again, looks at his hands. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Oh, I like this music. Casimir, what are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant, yes and no, sir. I just got the joke. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, no, sir. Oh dear. I knew there had to be something. Yes, sir. What, sir? That statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, it just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? That explains the baby. Oh, what? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly. There is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. The baby shot him. Would you not agree, Sergeant Noza? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. That explains the tie around him. Indeed. Until the moment I heard the fire discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. Its witness, Sergeant Yes or No, sir, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. There's the baby. It's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. University cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
Yes, I was. What? But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, older man, didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. What was his full name again? Because it's like, clearly he's going to be a joke, isn't he? So it's like, hold on. So it's Curio... So his last name is like... Kukuta? Curio Kukuta? Kukuta? No, that one is that I don't know. The Curio bit makes sense, but... Someone help me on that. Like, there's a joke there and I don't know what it is. Myself, I already have been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure. Indeed. The Hoei-era Coben. My prized coin. On each occasion when I visit the restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop Razute. What? In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoei treasure. I believe that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes from the briefest of moments, it was no more. It simply vanished. Coben vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. God, it's really hard to focus on what he's saying. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did. But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my abscond Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Coben was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. And the equally despicable defendant Ryonusuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency? Yes, sir. At once, sir. Pepe. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. Newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Named? I do. Okay. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford an any. Attention. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney. Watch and learn, my boy. Witness testimony. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing, it's not. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. It's really hard to read him. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that they were the only personnel present. Okay. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out, but we know about the woman. But that's only...
Yes!
No year's account of it. I didn't get to read that. I was too busy theorizing in my head. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. There was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set. Doesn't mean no one was there, it just means they didn't eat. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I want to see if that stake matches up with what we see in the other photo, because that might be it. I don't understand, because it may be completely after the incident and stuff may have been cleared away. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that he'd be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. Oh dear. How can this be happening? Judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Rio. It is not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Cross-examination. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. It's not almost the same thing, though, at all. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. See that? It's like, this is making me like, I need to see the combination of these. It's like, because it's like, can we see the entire steak there at all? Like, has it been munched on? It's like, where? So we got four segments. There, it's like, no, that picture's taken after, isn't it? So you look at the forefront, you can see on the steak, there's only 4, like if you see like the grid pattern on the top, there's only 4 segments at the bottom. And here, there's 5. So this photo is taken after, especially because the chair's the wrong way around. So what's going on here? Someone must have munched on the steak after. So where's the glass? The glass is there, the bottle is there. The bottle's moved, hasn't it? Yeah, the bottle's been moved as well. It's like, this photo. This is very different. So it's like, but how do we approach this? Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. What do you think, Ryu? There's gotta be something in there, and I think the only way to really get through this is to press on everything. Because I need a place to point out that this picture doesn't make sense, it doesn't line up with the previous picture. The picture is wrong. But how do we prove that? What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time. So just take your time. Try to tease more information out of them. Yeah, press them on the statements. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witnesses' statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with LB. Better luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial. Yeah, I think that's the only way we can go forward here. Because it's like, I have nothing to present what I've noticed. Like, nothing there is... I could be like, look, the steak's been eaten after the fact, which I don't even know what that proves, but it proves that photo isn't correct. That's all I've got, really. Right, I see. An important point is, there's no sense in holding back. If anything, even slight... Just thought. Like, just where's that sort of like cow bull icon? It's like, no, that's fine. I'm just wondering if it like had been flipped round or something like that. But no. If anything even slightly jars you, press the witness on it and press them hard. I'm gonna press them on everything. Alright, got it. Now press them like blocks of tofu. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant. I'm sure of it. And one way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it.